Hola, bom dia, Munson here from expatsportugal.com with the Good Morning Portugal show. How are you doing? I think possibly a little bit muted, not unlike myself here. Very busy evening. Last evening, we had Spartan Effects, Sarah Davey from Spartan Effects talking about foreign exchange on our Portugal calling webinar, which was really good. And we had a lovely little social part afterwards where we connected with many of our American friends as the concluding part of the webinar. And all the best to Earl, who joined us, would you believe, from his hospital bed last night for the webinar. It was quite incredible and a lovely opportunity for us all to wish him well and a speedy recovery and all the best for coming over here to Portugal. Part of which, of course, is learning the language. And that's why we have with us this morning Mia Esmeriz from the Mia Esmeriz Academy of Learning European Portuguese. Hola, bom dia. How are you today?
Olá, bom dia. I'm fine. You? Estou bem.
Pretty good, pretty good. It was the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club after that webinar that I just mentioned, and we enjoyed a very nice red, the Porta 6 from the Vidigal wine producer from the Lisboa district of wine production here in Portugal. So a good evening was had by all. And how are you, Mia? Are you've been busy? You're always busy, right?
Yeah, I don't know if always, but yeah, I'm quite busy at the moment with the classes, the courses, and the cats, and,
yes,
and ballet and a lot of things. So, but that's good.
Ballet?
Yeah, I dance ballet.
What? We didn't know about that because I was going to ask you about the cats today. We heard about your cat project last time and how you're very kind to the. You've got your own cat, Zoe, who will probably hear in the background at some point because she likes to be part of the show.
She's currently sleeping on the window shield thing. I don't know how to say this.
Waiting for the sunshine to fall upon her.
Yeah, there's a bit of sunshine, so she's there.
Yeah, and you look after the neighborhood cats as well, right? And you make sure
I have this project to neuter the cats, and it's been going on. There's still some missing, so yeah, I'm doing that. Thank you to the people that helped. There were some people from last time helping.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, and but that's also going well. And yeah, I dance ballet. So I'm preparing for an exam. It's
seriously
crazy.
How amazing! How amazing is? I wish I could say the same, but no. So how long have you been? How long have you been dancing ballet?
Since I was 4.
Wow. Okay.
But I have to say, I'm no professional yet. I won't be. Like it's just for fun. I stopped in between. Like there were some years I didn't dance I didn't dance it because I was away in Holland and so on. So it's not been straight years from 4 until now, like there were some years I wasn't dancing. So I'm not a professional, this is to say that, and I do it because I love it. And yeah.
I think that's amazing. Absolutely. Because it is a very competitive world, isn't it? For those who become serious about it.
Yeah. If you're a professional, then it's very competitive. And it brings all the things, the good and the bad things. So
of human nature. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Well, okay. Well, good luck with your ballet exam. We got a few people saying this morning. Stephen Wells is in. Come on, that's a good start. Bon dia. Let's get started talking a bit of Portuguese this morning.
Yeah.
Don't worry, British people. We're going to be talking about the weather as well in Portuguese. Oh yeah, we've got a great offer for you. Mia is part of the perks and benefits of being a premium member. So sign up, €47, and you'll get a good discount off her products, online courses, and so on, which she will tell us more about as the show unfolds this morning. But I urge you to go. In fact, I'll do that now just to get out of the way so I don't forget as well. So yes, member perks and freebies for the members who've joined up, €47, as I say, for the year. And you'll get a 20% discount off yoga classes if you're feeling a little jaded this morning, and yoga might help. 20% discount from Fiduciary Wealth Management, Paul, who joins me on the show from time to time. Spot a home as well, 20% discount off. This is a longer term property situation than Airbnb, and they have leases as well, which are useful from a visa point of view. Some Portuguese, Automóvel Clube de Portugal, ACP, 25% discount off your first year's ACP membership there. 10% discount off the Ask Our Expats consultancy service. Those people who advise you on their lifestyle and location. Great team of people. Met with them last night. Wonderful bunch. And they can help you over here if you're not here yourself yet. Priority seats in the webinars, the likes of which we hosted last night. Sarah actually was talking about how she saved one client £85,000 on £1 million currency transfer. I hope to do the same one day. 15% discount. There you go on Learning Portuguese with Mia there.
That's an interesting picture we have there.
Yes.
Like, I don't know why this picture. It was me writing something. That's funny.
Yes.
I like it though. It's cute.
Yeah, me too. So you can click through to Mia's website that way and get the discount, of course, that way. And finally, just while we're on this matter, on all finance matters, free tax consultation. Plenty more benefits as well, but I won't go through all of those right now. So I was asking you just before about Porto, where you live. How are things in Porto right now?
You mean in terms of weather?
We'll come to that. I just mean, we're trying to bring life back to the cities and tourism, and of course there is the those footy fans who are headed.
They're here.
They're already here. Okay.
Yeah, like supposedly there was supposed to be a 24-hour window. The ministry said back in the beginning of May that no, they're gonna come, stay 24 hours, and leave.
Yeah.
But that was logistically impossible. So there was just some empty thing she said. Oh, look, my cat is behind me.
Hold on a minute. No, I missed that. I was just looking up.
You know what? It's because she's lying there, but she's behind my name. Therefore, you can't see her.
Yes, I can see something going on.
Like her ears coming up now.
Yes, I can. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning. How are you?
Anyways, sorry, I just saw her. But I think it's peaceful until now. So let's hope it stays this way.
I'm getting a sense that you suspect it might not be when the.
I don't know. I don't want to say it, but sometimes English, British football fans don't behave so well in terms of.
That's a statement of fact. I don't think anyone would disagree with you. It's very difficult for the true fans who have to suffer because of that reputation of a small minority of. What did we say? What is fools in Portuguese? Parvos. Parvos, the parvos of English football. It's a sad thing that they go around the world causing trouble the way they do, and it does spoil it for other people. But yes, it's going to be an interesting weekend, and you're obviously hearing in the distance in the evenings the which is the.
I'm in Gaia, so I might be safe. I'm in Gaia.
And more generally, how does it feel in and around Porto? Are the tourists returning? Is life going back?
I think life at least is returning, and the tourists come like slowly, right? Which I guess it's okay because we have to see how it goes. But like I've been to some esplanade. What's esplanade, right?
I do, but I think it's a very good idea to give us a little bit of an insight and maybe some vocabulary on the esplanade culture of Portugal, if you would.
Yeah, so I'm writing to you in the private chat, so you can put it there if you want to write the word.
I think that's a great idea. We started off with fools this morning, parvos, which who knows when you might need that. So carry on, esplanade.
And esplanade is this place outside of the restaurant, where you can sit. There are some tables outside, some chairs. So tables are mesas and chairs are cadeiras.
Very good, excellent. I hope you did say it. When Mia says it, repeat, please, afterwards, and I will too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Training your Portuguese right in the morning.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Mesas, cadeiras, and then you also have some umbrellas, like how do you say
sunshades? Yes.
Shades, yeah. So that's guarda-sol. 1 is guarda-sol. 2 is guarda-sóis. So I'm not going to complicate it.
This is good. This is good. Okay, but
Guarda
the word for umbrella is different, isn't it? Because I've tried to order those little chocolate umbrellas for my children. It's not an easy phrase, as I recall.
You mean if umbrella is different? That's what you asked.
Yes, rather
Yeah,
than
that's well, it depends because in Porto, where I live, we say guarda-chuva.
Oh, okay. Okay, very straightforward.
But in Lisbon they say chapéu de chuva.
Chapelle. Okay, all right.
Chapéu de chuva.
Right. Okay. Very good. All right. I'm slowly putting the vocabulary in there, and so with the Esplanade culture, this is the outside area, which is of course what has opened up in terms of social distancing. But it's quite an important part of Portuguese life, isn't it? To be out there meeting friends, having a coffee or 5 coffees during the day if you're proper Portuguese, and
exactly.
it's part of work life and part of family life. It's very integral to the culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very like, sorry, I'm just trying to check something just to be sure.
Yeah.
Do you know why? I'm gonna be very straightforward because it's fine. Because you know that we had before I answer your question, you know we had a new orthographical agreement. Do you know a polemic unfolded about Portuguese changing a little bit more towards the Brazilian variant?
Yes, I did. Some people were
So,
quite upset about this, weren't they?
yeah, a lot of people are against it, basically.
Right. Okay.
And to me, sometimes it makes me have a little bit of doubts on hyphens because many hyphens fell. So guarda sol, I was just making sure that I wrote it right because I was thinking now, did the hyphen fall on this one or not? But it didn't, so I was right. But chapéu de chuva, for example, doesn't have any anymore. So it's a bit random, basically. We had to learn again everything from scratch. Like, does this have an hyphen? Doesn't it have an hyphen? Anyways, sorry.
No, it's absolutely fine. I think that's very interesting that even Portuguese people are struggling with this.
Yeah, we totally are. Even Portuguese teachers, because I obviously have to know it like very well, and I do in almost everything.
Yeah.
But the hyphens, it's very complicated because I don't see a structure, so it seems a little bit random at times, and therefore I was just checking but I was right, so great.
Good. Well, that's good to know. There you go. You're in safe hands with Mia and her online learning system with
because
English.
Teachers also don't know everything, right? So
What?
we try to be on top of the game all the time, but languages are dynamic. So as you can see, sometimes little things arise. But yeah, you were asking me about esplanadas, right?
Esplanade culture, yes, indeed.
So yeah, there is esplanada culture. That's one of the things I missed a lot with this, pandemia, which is how we say pandemics.
Yes.
Pandemic. We like to sit outside and we like to have coffee or a drink or a beer, café, cerveja. In Porto, we say fino.
Fino, sim.
Fino. In Lisbon, they say uma imperial.
Imperial, yeah. I think we've quite a few of us expats have got that sorted out, that department. Yeah.
So fino, uma imperial. I don't know if you're still wanting to write, but anyway.
I will do. Yes, I'll definitely put those in. We have a few people joining us this morning. Now, come on, folks. It's not just a social. This is a very important part of being in Portugal is learning the lingo. So do get your questions in. Any funny things that have happened to you? Any things that you need to know? We try and serve your actual needs. If you can be bothered to join us, the least we can do is solve a few linguistic challenges for you. Mark Rigby is here this morning. Bom dia from a sunny Povoa de Varzim. Greetings, Carl and Mia. Igualmente, bon fin de semana to you, Mark. Hola, bon dia from a warmer Hampshire this morning. That's a place in the UK, Mia. The long weekend starts here. Why, is there some sort of bank holiday, or is that just how you roll, Paul? Bon dia, alegria de la ria. Very good. Oh, bless you, son. No, that's a very good. Actually, everything is a learning opportunity. Should I be saying saúde to you or something else in that instance?
Well, actually, here we tend to say more santinho.
Santino. Okay. All right.
Santinho,
So that's good.
it's little saint. Santinho.
Okay. So why is that? Why would you be called a little saint if you snooze easy?
I don't know actually. I think it comes from like it's also like kind of saying be blessed or something. I don't know if by a saint. I don't know if this is why. Maybe there are some Portuguese in the chat who know.
Oh, there will be.
I don't
You,
know exactly why. Saúde is obvious, right? So you
yes.
are wishing health to the
Yeah.
person, and you can also say this here.
Okay.
But yeah, Santinho is more common. I don't
Something.
know.
Okay, that's good to
In
know.
here.
Yes, and that's a very good way of bridging the gap. And if you say that to a Portuguese person, I think they will be quite impressed and blessed by your care
Yeah.
there. So yes, well done last night, Andy, the Doc Thompson, and Leona for introducing us to the Porta Six. Lovely evening last night with the wine club. Morning, Carl. Your sound is a bit off. And that's probably not to do with the wine. That's a technical issue. I hope that's improved for you, Sean. How are you? Tudo bem? Como estás? Bom dia from sunny Santarém. And Thomas Malloy is here as well. Good morning, Thomas. He is a cunning linguist for sure. Very, very a capable person in the language department is Thomas. And I'm sure we'll throw it. He probably knows why people say Santino because of, I think there's in the English, bless you. There's a connection. We're seeing a connection develop there, and it's something to do with
Yeah.
poem "Ring a Ring of Roses," pocket full of posies. It's connected to the plague, I think. How we
Probably.
sneezing, yeah. With but we've got a more recent pandemic to make a connection with, of course. Now, bon dia from a rainy Stockholm from Anna. Good morning, Anna. Finally booked my trip to Portugal for September. Excellent.
Yay.
Sweden should be good from pandemic by then. Pandemia. Yes, of course. So yes, congratulations on that booking, Anna.
Careful with
And
the pandemia.
pandemia.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to
Okay.
accentuate the I. That's an
Pandemia.
interesting thing as well. Words ending in IO or IA, they normally have the stress on the I because it divides the I and the A like it's two syllables.
Of
So
course.
it's pandemia.
Pandemia, like bon dia, alegria, delaria, and pandemia.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just hard wiring. Okay, thank you for that. That's really helpful. Morning, Carl Toros from Druba. Good morning, Druba. How are you and your family in Sintra there? Hola, bon dia, alegria from Paul and Louise as well. And look, before she goes, a brief moment with us. I'm sure busy lady in San Martino de Porto. Morning from a beautiful San Martino de Porto this morning. Been a while, but stacked out busy selling houses. Well done, Valerie. We had one of your satisfied clients on the show yesterday, having a half-hour break this morning with a lovely galao from the cafe. She likes it milky. That's the kind of closest equivalent to a latte, I would say, in the Portuguese coffee culture. Bon dia from Joel, who I think has something to say about the accord that you were making.
Yeah.
Portuguese people are not happy about it. Bon dia, or some anyway. Wolfgang Wust is here. You speak a bit of German, don't you? Bon dia.
Yeah.
Yeah, guten Morgen, Wolfgang. Any suggestions how to start learning Portuguese from zero? Good question, Wolfgang. Any online classes out there for newbies? Absolutely, you've come to the right place. This morning, what would you suggest for absolute beginners? Best regards to the team, Wolfgang. So he's obviously doesn't know who you are, Mia.
No.
Please,
That's okay. A lot of people don't, and I'm fine with that.
Okay.
No, but yeah, so with my courses, anyone can start from zero and go all the way up to B2 level, which is like an intermediate level. And yeah, I think you have a very good link there to show to people later on or now, whatever you prefer. So yeah, I have a lot of students that are total beginners, and you can definitely join there. And you don't have to worry if you don't know anything because I'll be going step by step with you in the courses. Oh,
there she goes. Oh,
here. Yeah, you know my camera will do this from time to time. I have no idea why. There's a setting there that
keeps
is great.
everybody on their toes. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like, is she gone? No, she's back. Okay.
It's a relief, actually. Yeah.
So yeah, as I was saying, if you want to start from scratch, come and join me in my course. I have an all-in-one Portuguese course, which will give you everything you need to learn Portuguese easily, you know, like as easy as it's possible.
Yes, I'm glad you added that. But yeah, you tried to make it as easy as possible, and I believe this is the course here. And this is, you know, if you're away from Portugal and you're planning to make your way here, you could start this now, couldn't you? As part of your
Yeah,
preparation.
sure. I have a lot of students that have started before coming to Portugal because this way they will have time, you know, to also start adjusting to the sounds of the language and so on.
Yeah,
And this will help a lot when they come here. That's my experience with my students. Some
yeah,
of them yeah, and it includes all of this. So the speech course, which will tell you a lot about the sounds of Portuguese,
yeah,
how to produce those hard sounds like nye, lhe, and so on.
yeah,
And then you have the master course from the A1 level to the B2 level. And this
yeah.
will tell you all about grammar, about vocabulary. It will put you a little bit in context also with culture and so on. I use a lot of different sources and resources. And then I have also story time, which is like to get you used to listen to Portuguese. I have it. I have stories that are all in Portuguese, and you're asked to hear them and interact with them, answering questions orally, and also making some summaries. So this will also train your writing and reading and so on.
Very good.
So
Story time. I mean, that's such an alluring proposition, isn't it? To have story time. That takes us right back to our childhood, and that
yeah,
of course is the comprehension part. You were talking about how there are the difficult sounds there. I'm just scrolling down so everybody can see.
I just wanted to say, if you go back a little bit again,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
are also some other things there that
Oh,
you
go
have
on.
inside. You have some dialogues with audio
Yeah,
to again listen to a dialogue in Portuguese and start understanding how this goes. It's like things that can happen on your daily life,
and they
like
do.
at the groceries or a supermarket, or I don't know, at school when you meet someone, school or work, and so on. And you have a language learning 101. This is like a mini lesson, just to give you a bit of motivation and to understand that everyone can actually learn a language. And I think that's really nice to know as well.
Yeah,
And the most important one is this 6-month roadmap to fluency, because I've prepared the roadmap with like each day you have something to do with, like I say to you, okay, now read the dialogues with audio today and work on that. And then the next day you have, for example, I'm just saying from the top of my head, but like go to the speech course and check the first lecture and so on. So I made a
very good.
plan for people, but of course you can kind of adapt it to your life. Obviously it's
Yeah.
not set in stone, but it's kind of a guide for you to
And the
learn
next best
Portuguese
thing.
the best way.
Yes, and the next best thing to having a personal tutor in the room with you. And these people here on the right, they're so happy with their learning language 101. They're dancing on a mountain. So that's you too can experience that level of euphoria. And here are some satisfied customers as well. Renee, Bart, and Margaret P in Plymouth, UK. That's where we sailed from.
Yeah.
So loads there. And I think you offer if people want to get to know you better, you're also offering a kind of webinar, yeah, where people
Yeah,
come.
so the webinar is there to for you to see me, how I teach and so on, but also like I reveal there 4 secrets to learn Portuguese fast and
Oh,
effectively. And then
yeah,
at the end, I'm transparent here. At the end, obviously, I'm making an offer for my all-in-one Portuguese course. So if you go through this webinar, you're gonna get a good discount.
yep,
Yeah, but I think even if you don't buy the course at the end, you will kind of get a lot from the webinar itself. At least I've had people telling me this, because it's always interesting to know how what's the best way to learn a language, in this case Portuguese, but it can apply even to other languages. So
there you go.
yeah.
That's
And
great.
this
I
is
think
based also on my linguistic background.
yeah,
And yeah, so I'm not just saying it from the top of my head. It's what my experience and education, let's say, told me along the years. So
yes, and actually, yes, when we discovered that you were learning ballet, you're obviously not just a teacher; you're a student. You know,
oh yeah.
you're fascinated, I think, by learning. Clearly, anyone who, as an adult, puts themselves through ballet and like ballet exams must be very interested in learning and the whole
or
process.
or parvo, I don't know, one thing or the other.
Yes, putting our new vocabulary into practice there. So Wolfgang, happy with that. I've put the code in there for you as well, Wolfgang. That helps us Expats Portugal as well, because we're affiliated with Mia there. Vielen Dank from Wolfgang this morning. And I think this is your question as well, Visam Barjawi. How long usually need to get from 0 to beginner level and as an English speaker? So, I mean, if you look at that offer there that Mia's talking about and that program, that's fluent in 6 months if it all goes well. So that gives you some idea.
Yeah. This is a hard question to answer as always, because it's depending on the person as well. So if you put your heart into it, you can do it within 6 months, becoming fluent. But
yes.
obviously you need to work for it. It's no magic trick or something, right? So
yes, well said, teacher. Yes, absolutely. It's not going to take away the pain. You're going to have to go through it yourselves, and it's going to be pain and pleasure, of course. What a lovely thing with languages, to find yourself in a situation where it's all coming out fine and right, and you have a completely Portuguese interaction. Even at my level of Portuguese, to go to a cafe or a shop and completely converse in Portuguese is such a magical moment. And it's really great. And anyway, if someone says, you know, they know you're not Portuguese, but they say, yeah, you're Portuguese, and muito bem. It's like, oh, fantastic. That's wonderful. Alternatively, if anyone wants to learn Portuguese, just spend 3 months in a house with 2 hosts who do not speak English. That's gonna work as well. How do you do that?
Might, yeah.
Is that an offer? Carlos might be making an offer there of some kind. All right, so let's go back to a few more comments and questions. We've got some vocab to put in the comments as well. Someone's put draft beer in here for some. We'll come back to that. Why are they talking about draft beer in the comments?
We were speaking about what we drink in the cafe.
Fino
Fino is a draft beer.
Okay,
Fino.
got it.
And Imperial in Lisbon, right? Draft beer is like what you...
That's right. That's absolutely right. Off the pump. Yeah, off the pump. And in Portugal, they put these pumps kind of everywhere. You know, the Super Book or Sagres pumps will turn up in, you know, a petrol station, a car park, a festa, everywhere. There's like supportable beer pumps. It's quite incredible.
I think it's the favorite kind of beer for Portuguese people. Therefore, we always ask, queria fino, se faz favor. Queria fino. So it's always about fino or imperial.
Yes.
I guess.
And it's you know, it's like a 330 centiliters, possibly a small one, pequeno, just to quench the thirst when the weather's getting warmer as it is now. It's perfect on the esplanadas. Bom dia, Mia e Carly e a todos. Boa sorte com seu exame de dança, Mia. So
thank you.
Yes, Johnny is here, a big fan of yours. Good morning to you in Belgium this morning.
Obrigada.
Scrolling through all of our new vocabulary this morning, esplanadas, mejas, cadeiras as well. Oh dear, we opened up a little bit of pain here. The orthographic agreement where Portuguese... Get over it, says Joel. But that's what he's like. You can see more of that tonight on the Man Cave with Joel. New, 6 years old. That's new in the culture of a language. Good morning to you, Nuno Mendes. You're right. Also for us, Portuguese people, sometimes it's difficult to understand. And I've seen this on the TV where they will interview people and say, is this right or is this right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, are you getting people tested of their Portuguese?
Yeah, that's a nice show for people learning Portuguese as well. It's in RTP, right? In RTP, I think. So if you go to what is it? RTP Live or RTP? I don't know. There is some
Diretos, that's right. Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, so there you can check some older shows, and it shows that one where you can see and hear how to say a thing correctly. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. An excellent resource. Yeah, watching TV and going back on the TV website is obviously a very good way of building or hearing the Portuguese and practicing. I don't know what Joel is not. He's very grumpy this morning. That's not unusual, but maybe especially grumpy wearing a fato and knowing a fato, two different things. And yet with the new accord, oh, he's still going on about the accord. The
Yeah,
fato
that's
I wear isn't a suit anymore, and the fato I know isn't a statement, a fact. Oh, okay. So what's he talking about here, Mia?
okay. So this, I think it's a little bit of a confusion, and that's the problem. That's for me the biggest problem with this acordo ortográfico, so the orthographic agreement.
Yeah.
Because people are very confused. So because fato in Portuguese, fato without a C before, is like a suit, right? And facto with a C before is a fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's in European Portuguese.
Yeah.
But in Brazilian Portuguese, they are both fato, so without the C.
Okay.
Okay, so what happened with this agreement was that the C, people think that the C fell for in Portugal as well, that it doesn't exist anymore. But it actually, the C stayed for fact in Portugal, because they say that if you read it, and many people in Portugal do read it, they say de facto instead of de fato, then it stays, you know. But people here think, like Joel probably thinks, that the C actually fell, but it didn't. It's you continue writing it the same, but like it causes a lot of confusion. I bet that people who are listening are like, "What?" Doesn't matter.
Yes,
I'm just saying it's a lot of it's confusing basically for a lot of people. But
and
Joel, it's still facto with a C.
There you go, Joel. There you go. And we may talk about that more tonight in the man cave. It's the virtual pub where we get in there and moan about things. Grab a beer, grab a chair, and have a moan. If that doesn't sound like a great invite, what does? Bon dia from Adrian. Is there a word for hooligans? These are, you know, the football fans who don't behave that well. The Spanish call it guri, maybe guri. For badly behaved foreign tourists. Do the Portuguese have a similar word? That's an interesting question.
You know, my football vocabulary is poor. Do we have? We say, but this is not only for football fans, but you know, a little of shady people in general. If I can say it, if I can say it like that, we say, there is some. It's like a special style and so on. We call them guna. Guna.
Well, that's hilarious because Arsenal fans are called Gunners as well. So they're
really?
Yeah, some of them would be double Gunners. Yeah, it's a way of saying the Gunners. They're part of their insignia and culture is a cannon, I believe, like a gun. So they call themselves, you know, up the Gunners, and then that gets changed to Gunners. So Gunners is for people, for naughty people.
I guess it comes from there then. Probably.
Gunners. Okay, so shout out to the Gunners.
But you know, it's these guys here in Portugal, Laguna. You know, those guys with small hats, like smaller than their heads, and wearing like very like tennis shoes that are really high on the back parts. I don't know how.
That sounds like an Arsenal fan. I thought you were saying people with really small heads, but small hats.
No, small hats. Hats.
Small head, big shoes.
No.
Okay.
No,
I think that paints a sufficient picture to answer your question there, Adrian Gunas. That's hilarious. Hey from London, Colin Yom's Clockwatch is here. What do you do for a living, Colin? But good morning to you. Hola, bon dia, the Londres this morning. Well, we'd never have guessed that, would we? I'm against the orthographic, of course. Thank you for clearing that up, Joel. And there are 4 ways to say bless you in Portuguese. Here we go. Fantastic. Santinho, as you said, number 1. Mm-hmm. Number 2, saúde, which we also caught.
There is an accent missing. But
I
am the Portuguese. I have the Portuguese teacher. I have to say, just that you guys.
Of course you do. Honestly,
but
Joel,
we when we write fast, sometimes we don't write the accents. I
don't know where they are on my keyboard. That's another lesson. Is that included in your how to get the accents out of your keyboard? Would be a really good module. I think.
Yeah, that would be. I didn't include it, but yeah, because you know I'm not so technical either. But there is a way, because I actually have a German keyboard, but my German keyboard is transformed into Portuguese keyboard. So there's a way you can download the keyboard and use that one.
Okay, and let the cedillas, the umlauts can make way for the cedillas.
Yes.
Deus te absensoi. Is this abensoi?
Okay, Deus te abençoe. Deus
Abençoe. Okay.
te abençoe. That's like God bless you, literally.
Well, we like that. We like an
Mm.
abençoe or a bençoe here. Thank you for that. That was number 3 of the bless yous, and my favorite. Deus te afogue. What's this mean?
Deus te afogue means let God drown you.
Well, that's nice. Thank you,
Or
Joe.
abafe, which is asphyxiate you, something like that.
Okay.
This was something we say as a joke.
So you've got to be quite good friends. You can't say that to a stranger in a supermarket.
No,
No.
that would be very rude to say
What
to a
is he like?
stranger.
What is he like? Thank you, though, Joel, for your mini lesson there in the many ways to say bless you when someone sneezes. So fino is equal to a fika in Swedish. We're learning Swedish this morning as well, by the look of it, from Wissam Bajawi. In Swedish means tea break time. Okay, fika and fina.
Funny that I've seen this word in Language Nerds on Instagram.
Okay.
It's a nice page. I like it. It's very funny. Fika, I think it's more a state, no? Like tea break time. That's not what you said.
Okay. Yes.
Probably Wissam knows better. But
That's a
Fino,
great
I don't know
idea.
if it's the same. Fino is just a draft beer, actually. Fino is a draft beer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, and that of course in a Portuguese tea break might be beer.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
So,
But actually, the Portuguese were the ones bringing the tea, the 5 o'clock tea to England. Did you know that?
I did know that, but that's a really good story. Was it Queen Catherine who did that?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we had the tea here coming from India, I guess, or I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
And then we brought it over to that because she was married to someone in England. I'm not sure with whom. Was
No,
it?
me neither.
I think it was Henry. No, Henry VIII.
But possibly, and historians will leap to our aid with that. But yes, I recall that. Yeah,
she had this. She usually had this tea break, and then this kind of caught on in England in the court, in the how do you say in the
royal court, and
yeah,
then in the population as I mean, just like Meghan Markle, really, isn't it? Coming over to England and setting everybody into intense psychotherapy. It's really catching on in the UK, I think.
Yeah,
this is the wonderful thing. Yeah, this is the wonderful thing that happens. And I can just imagine when I say I recall this, I don't remember it. I'm not that old, but I recall the story. And it must have been amazing that this young woman arrives in as a royal consort in England. And they're offering her gin and beer as a way of, the British hospitality, just get people drunk and anesthetized as quickly as possible. But no, she's eschewing the alcohol in favor of the tea that she's brought with her, and sets off a whole, as well as fish and chips, we've got tea to thank the Portuguese people for. It's quite incredible. So there you go. History as well this morning. Un abraço, the Wolverhampton. It's an interesting sentence there that starts in Portuguese and ends in British Wolverhampton there. Good morning to you, Carlos. Thank you for being here this morning. A technical question, linguistic question. Thank you, Mark. What's the difference then, Mia, between pudeza and poderia? Poderia. Yes, okay.
Muito bem, Carl.
Yes,
muito bem.
obrigado. And purge. So what's going on here?
You mean so they are different tenses, right? Pudesse is in conjuntivo.
Yeah.
Poderia is condicional.
Yeah.
And podes is presente do indicativo. So we use it for different things. So pudesse is like when you want to say, if I could do something, I would. But you're thinking it's not gonna happen probably.
Okay.
Se eu pudesse, I don't know. Se eu pudesse ir ao Havaí agora.
Yes.
And then, so you say, if I could go to Havaí right now, but I know that it's probably very unlikely that I can do that. Yes. And then the second part of the sentence would use the conditional already, like I would go. Eu iria. So poderia is if if I could, right? Because you don't say I would can. So in English it doesn't apply. But I know that in English it's different. It's difficult to see the difference. But like poderia is like we use it a lot, for example, for polite things. For example, poderia. How I wanted to find a sentence now, but it's more to for example, when you say quereria, but we don't say, we say queria. That's another story. But poderia is the conditional. It's like, eu poderia fazer isso. I could do that for you if you wanted. So it's not an unlikely thing like pudesse, but it's something that you could do it if the other person wanted, for example. There are several instances when we use that as well. And one of them, you use them together, pudesse and poderia, because it's like sometimes you have sentences in Portuguese that need to be formed with different tenses. And I tell you all about this in the course. It's a bit difficult to explain all of this right now. But you will say, like I was saying, se eu pudesse ir ao Havaí, eu iria. So this iria is also in the conditional form, you know. So you have to first use the conjuntivo and then the conditional form. These are kind of advanced sentences. And podes is just you can. It's basically you can.
So yes, I mean that's difficult in any language, isn't it? When you're mixing up tenses like that, you know, if I would, I could, but if I didn't, I couldn't, sort of stuff.
Yes,
very,
exactly.
very, very complicated. But what is it? If I could go to the bakery, would that have poderia and padaria in the same sentence?
Yes, eu poderia ir à padaria.
Yes, there you go. Which
yeah,
I could go to the bakery.
But you know, we also sometimes the conditional. That was the other story I was saying. We in everyday language we transform it into imperfect. So instead of saying poderia, we say just podia, and with the same meaning. So I could go to the bakery. Eu poderia ir à padaria, or eu podia ir à padaria.
Okay.
You know, sometimes like we kind of change it as well. So or for example, if you want to say eu gostaria de ir ao Havaí, let's get this again. I would like to go to Havaí. I'm not saying it's impossible in this case. I'm just saying I would like to. Maybe I will. You know. So you can either say with the conditional eu poderia ir ao Havaí, or you can say eu podia ir ao Havaí, and they both, or not podia, sorry, eu gostaria de ir ao Havaí, I would like to go to Havaí, with the conditional, or you can just say eu gostava de ir ao Havaí. Gostava is the imperfect.
Right.
So
well, I'm hoping
I
Mark
also speak about that in my course.
Yes.
This is whole classes, you know, it takes a little bit of time to explain all the concepts and everything.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yes, and you know,
and with examples, it's easier to understand, and I do that there.
Okay, Mark. I hope that's helpful. I suspect it is. I mean, he sounds like quite an advanced student, does Mark? And this is the sort of thing that comes up in, I think, in conversation. It would be helpful, wouldn't it, to run that past a competent Portuguese speaker, so you can really get a sense of what you're talking about with those mixed tenses. Thank you for that. Let's return to the safe territory of beer, shall we? Joel's working hard in the comments. Yeah, this fino is when it's not served in a can or in a bottle, straight from the tap. He says, Barbara's here from Poland. Hello. Hola todos. Draft beer, says the doc, who's being helpful. And he's got a history lesson for us a bit further down as well, so stand by for that. Bon dia from a cloudy Parafita, not far from you, I think.
No.
Looking forward to seeing all the aeroplanes from the UK with footy supporters flying by today. And Grush got Mia. What does he mean?
Grüß Gott.
Yeah,
I think this is it's like a greeting.
Okay, Grüß Gott, Katja, igualmente.
Maybe it was Santinho.
Grüß Gott is, yes, okay, maybe that's
I think
the
so,
German.
Santinho.
Okay, very good. Guten Morgen, ich habe
meine Familie.
Nein, excuse me, Neine Familie.
No, it's meine, I think. It was a typo.
Mine.
I think.
Oh,
meine.
my goodness. Right, okay, so Barbara knows a bit of German as well. If any, yes, so yes, spend some time in somebody's house, says Carlos, and yeah, Fino use more in Porto, of course. Virginia's here from California this morning. Bon dia alegria from California, Mia. Is this correct? Lembrete para dar polegares para coma. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's like reminder to give.
Yeah.
Polegares like this finger, thumb.
Okay, remember to give a thumbs up. Yes. So Virginia tries to help us with our algorithm.
Sima. Okay, with an I, with an I, with an I. Sima.
Okay,
because coma, I was a bit scared because coma means to be in a coma.
Yes. Okay.
And I was like,
remember to give everyone a coma.
Thumbs up. Okay, we don't really say this now. We say like, actually, you know, it's funny because we say kind of dá-nos like.
Oh, really?
So we kind of use the like, not the thumbs up, but we say a like, you know, leave us a like.
Okay.
I don't know why. We kind of, I think that's the more current situation on the like. We say like, deixa-me like. So give me a like.
It's not a gosto then. A gosto would be great, wouldn't it?
Gosto. Yeah, it can also be gosto. But I don't know. I think people use more like. I don't know why.
Silicon Valley changing the way we think and speak.
Valerie, but it can also be gosto, I guess.
Gosto. Okay. I'm going to go with gosto. But thank you, Virginia, for being thoughtful enough to remind everybody in Portuguese there. Fantastic. Had to pop off to see who my clients were yesterday. The lovely John and Paula Rooney, yes, who are the nicest people having such fun while house hunting. They are a hilarious couple. They've joined us on some programs, and it was John, of course, who said when I moved to Caldash that I'm trying to keep up with the Kardashians, and I might start a little bit of a YouTube special with me and Mrs. M as the Kanye and Kim of well, actually, that's probably not such a good idea now, isn't it, given what's happened to those two? But watch out for keeping up with the Kardashians from Kardashian. A welcome addition to Portugal, in my opinion. Excellent. Yes, welcome to bienvenido to the Rooneys there. Para cima. Okay, so again.
Yes, thank you, Virginia.
Para cima. Not remember to give everyone a coma. So there we go. There's a bit more vocabulary for you. So, and interestingly here for the newbies, it's un fino and uma imperial. So the male and the female there, un and uma, and it was hilarious seeing you get your boyfriend to talk about the difficult sounds.
Did you see that?
What's? Please remind us of his name.
Dominic. He's a sport. He's an absolute sport. You were making him say difficult Portuguese words on Instagram. It's hilarious. Yes. So if you, by the way, if anyone wants to follow me on Instagram, it's a Learn EU Portuguese.
Oh, she's gone. She just disappeared like that while she was mentioning her Instagram. She'll be back in just a moment. And I'm going to do a few more comments until Mia comes back. Maybe the cat trod on a wrong cable or chewed through it because we pronounce the C of fato and write it as facto. I see. No doubts, says Nuno there, who's our insurance guy, of course. Please put in a link to how to find you. Winsurance, which is another benefit of being part of it. Did the cat chew through the cable?
I don't know what happened. I think maybe I pressed something wrong.
Tell us about your Instagram again. So you're halfway through.
Learn EU Portuguese. That's my Instagram. So you have lots of free stuff in there. So just feel free to follow me if you want to put it there then. And also on YouTube. You know, it's Mia Esmeriz Academy on YouTube. So you can just go ahead and follow me.
There you go.
I post often in there. So new things.
Okay. They're very good. Lots of ways to follow Mia there. Gunas, Bitrash, and hooligans is a direct translations like as well.
Also, hooligans.
A storyteller, Colin. Come and tell us more about that on the show one day. Film, TV, and graphic novel. You'd be a great guest and an interest in Portugal by the sound of it. Well, Carl, the Arsenal was where guns were kept. Of course, the Arsenal, yes. And originally they played at the Woolwich Arsenal, I believe, and was a huge military arsenal. Up the Gooners. Joel, what's this? Da história da próxima.
It's because when I said that saúde has an accent
Yeah.
in the U, is saying tá, setora, da próxima não me esqueço. This means, okay, setora is a way to say that kids in high school call the teacher. Ó setora, ó setora. Because it comes from senhora doutora,
Okay.
I believe. So it
Yeah.
became short and it became setora. So
Yes.
in high school, kids call setora or setor for
Okay.
to the teachers. So Joel is saying, "Okay, teacher, the próxima, next time, não me esqueço. I won't forget it."
Very good. That's lovely to see a Portuguese exchange there with a bit of a colloquialism. Tashdora. Thomas says you need to buy a Portuguese keyboard, Carl. All right, Thomas. You lose nothing, and the accents are then easy to apply. Within a week, the small changes in location will be forgotten. Very good, Thomas. Good tip for lots of people there, I think. Jim saying over there in Baltimore, I believe in Hindi, there are the Gunas who are the bandits and outlaws. And Lenny Cash, Benfica. Whilst we're on the matter of football, Mark Rigby, King Charles II, it was.
Okay. Sorry, Mark. My bad.
How could you? How could you? That's going to upset relationships between England and Portugal now. But
no,
King Charles.
But I love history, you know. It's just that I forgot some stuff already.
I think it's the history between Portugal and England, a Great Britain, is fantastic. And that's one of the great stories. And of course, the Treaty of Windsor, which is always referred to for the two nations that have never been in conflict with each other, have had shared enemies, I think, with the French and the Spanish.
Yeah.
Never been in trouble with each other, which is a great thing to be.
Well, there was an ultimatum from England to Portugal.
Yeah, but that's what they're like, isn't it? You only you've got to expect that from time to time, aren't you? A bit of saber rattling. And I think on the beach at Palmela, is it? No, not Palmela. Sesimbra. I think one of a naval ship a few centuries ago took a few pot shots at the fortifications, but that's just a bit of British fun. It's what they do. You know what they're like when they're on holiday.
In general, our relationship was always good. Yeah.
Yeah, just look at the Algarve. Okay, she married Charles II in the church that was a brisk walk from where I used to live in South Sea, Portsmouth. So she didn't go far then. She landed on the coast there and stayed there, possibly by the sound of it. Gunas, hooligans, yeah, we've got that now. Guna, thank you for that bit of vocabulary. Catherine of Braganza married Charles, the second wife, while he was in exile as well, adding further intrigue.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So
now I remember.
Yep.
Kind of.
Oh, look, more keyboard talk and accents and so on. Accents on a standard keyboard. Have you tried holding the letter down? That works on my phone. I feel much better saying hola because I can get an accent on the A. I think it's rude to not have an accent on the A. As somebody's pointed out to me before now, so I'm really pleased I can do that on my phone. The accented option should then appear in a pop-up, either with a number to select it or select with a mouse trackpad. Thank you for that. Excellent. We should make that effort. Sorry, after he returned from exile. Oh, come on, Doc, make your mind up. In The Hague, where he was also in tea. How lovely. And I wonder whether the adding milk was a thing. I think the British did that, didn't they?
I guess. I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah.
I guess the historians will know.
They will, and they will tell us for sure. Gareth McCumsky Mia was just looking to book some lessons since the entire family will be in Portugal from South Africa in a week. I mean, that sounds like good value. If you've got, I think it's a family of 5 or 6 there with Gareth. That's going to be good value if you sign up for the whole program and you could push each other through that.
Yeah.
Mine family, says Barbara. Gareth, we have been holding off so we can be speaking to people daily to make learning easier. That's definitely true, isn't it?
True. Yes, but you can start now, and then once you're here, it's gonna be even easier to continue, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. This doesn't sound any easier to me, Johnny. To get an A with that kind of accent, Alt plus 0227. I mean, that is
always good to know. I want to try that.
We will be testing you on that. A like is a thumbs up on social media. Cheers, Mark. In Silesia, my region, we said God bless you. In Germany, the same. Grüß Gott. Okay, so that top of that street in the Bayern region
yes,
there.
exactly. It's from where Dominic is. He's gonna tell me, you didn't know?
Yes, you're in
Right
trouble
away.
now. Yeah, you're in trouble now. Love it. The Kardashians. Valerie.
Kardashians.
It was John who came up with that. So I think that is good. That me and Mrs. M have got to do that. And Donna Jacqueline here. What could possibly go wrong with us pretending to be the Kardashians? Like Anglo-American linguistic imperialism. Yes. Let's go for agosto instead and uphold our values here. And there you go. Yes, learn EU Portuguese. That's the Insta tag for Mia. May I ask, how do you spell great? In gosto, is that right? For Visum?
Great.
Yeah.
Fantástico.
Fantastico will do for us, won't it? And a lovely word to be able to say. Fantastico.
In gosto. I was trying to see where she's taking that from.
Okay.
But great is fantástico.
Fantastico. Please, if you stop repeating these words out loud, please do it. This is how the words are embedded in your subconscious and conscious and underconscious and whatever parallel consciousness. But say it out loud, folks, when you hear Mia say a Portuguese word.
That's a good exercise.
Yeah, German language means literally salute God, but is actually the same as bon dia in Portuguese. Interesting. Gary's here. You've been quiet this morning, Gary. A bit of black country Mia. Would you mind saying that? So, because we're teaching you some... I don't even know what that is, Mia. But thank you for trying.
I don't know.
More words for Frank and Joel tonight. Perfect. Colin, yes, I'd love to join in. Currently trying to, what's Colin up to? Source a place in Lake Cabriel area. So you have my undivided attention on all fronts. Fantastic, Colin. Good to know. We'll do our best to help you. Upset relations between Portugal and England just because the Portuguese don't recollect British history. Really? Carl, put a cork in it. we have that level of friendship, me and Joel. Don't worry, everybody. He's just being sort of straightforward in Portuguese with me, and I'm used to it now. 6 of us, yes, in the McCumsky household. Good value on anything you guys buy, apart from PCR tests. Barbara, isn't it Grushkot or just Grusha?
Yeah, I know the Grusti. They also say Grusti. My boyfriend says this all the time to his mom.
Grusti.
Hello, Grusti.
To be fair, German people sound like they're sneezing quite a lot, don't they? And they're just talking to each other. So
I really like German, so... But yes, I know what you mean.
But you have to be careful. Compose key is a way to add accents with a regular keyboard. Thank you, David. Good evening to you. I hope you join us this evening is what I meant to say there rather than good evening to you, although it might be for you, or is it very early morning? Joe K, bon dia from Joe.
Bon dia.
Oh, here we go. I was just thinking the same. Is this the Dominic? Or is this a different...
Yeah, that's Dominic. That's my boyfriend.
You should know. Yes, you should know. Grushkot or Griashti. Another one.
Gristi.
Okay, so what you said there. Okay.
That's Bavarian. So it's not even the mainstream German.
Yeah.
But it's Bavarian. It's funny because now I understand it as well just by hearing him. But anyway.
And we should say probably Bavarian rather than barbarian language, isn't it? I don't know. It may have the same root, of course. Sitting waiting for my tail to grow at the vaccine station. Good luck with that, Gary. Special day for Gary, prehensile.
Let's not go into the vaccination conversation.
Okay, all right. Let's just keep it on accents, shall we? So here is your easy guide. Here, folks.
Oh goodness.
Thank you, Johnny, for this. Your easy guide to keyboard accents, everybody. I'm just going to leave that there for 3 seconds longer so you can actually absorb it and digest it and forever be using accents from now on. Johnny, there's got to be no disrespect to you and you're trying to help us here this morning. Yeah. But that doesn't look like an easy way to do things, does it?
Unless you know it by heart, then it would be easy.
Yes, of course, and which she probably does, to be fair. But that's quite incredible. A simpler way here, but maybe for only one of them, Alt G and A give A. I think it's going to be easier to do what Thomas said, right? Get yourself a Portuguese keyboard. Fantastico is now going into the into the comments, which is probably a good way to conclude the show. Doc is telling Gary he's having his second this morning, so no tail grew with the first one. I can tell you that from my own experience, having had a quick assessment of the doc there. Mia, you should listen to Schweizerdeutsch.
Yes, Schweizerdeutsch. I've listened to it. It's quite interesting.
Charming.
I love odd, like whoever said all dialects are really cool.
like the Brummie one that you often treat us with. You can check the accent codes in Windows by using the character map. Lots of help coming in today, but just buy the keyboard, folks. I have been reading and practicing my Portuguese from the Pingados and Continent Weekly sales flyers. What a good idea, Joe.
That's also cool, yeah.
Yeah, very good idea. No opportunity wasted. They're also good for lining the cat litter tray after you've learned Portuguese. Thomas Malloy, there are codes for most, but not all letters. You can also print stickers to put on over some keys and change your keyboard settings to Portuguese. Search keyboard layouts online. Thomas, absolutely brilliant information there. Fantastico, as I will now say quite a lot today. Mia, bon fin de semana. Do you want to leave us with a final insight or something that might have come up that you've observed this morning?
Yeah, just for those who are interested, don't forget to go on that link that Carl posted. Don't know if you want to post again.
I will.
And yeah, if you have any questions, my voice is going. If you have any questions, just you can write me as well on my email, which is mia@learn-portuguese.org, or I'm okay to answering questions. I'm always there for you. It's not like buy the course and I'm away.
Drinking a cocktail on a beach in the West Indies. Even if she would still reply to your email.
Yeah, I would. And we have now a community, by the way, for my students from the All-in-One Portuguese course, where we post like challenges and videos and private questions and answers. I go there live sometimes to answer questions. And yeah, we did a really good exercise, which was like people posted their videos introducing themselves, and then I was there in a live Q&A later, and I picked the videos and I was kind of correcting as they went. And people thought this was really helpful because you're kind of learning from each other's mistakes. And that's really nice because in general, people tend to do make the same kind of mistakes, which is normal. And then if you hear someone and then I'm correcting, then you're like, oh, okay, I was doing that wrong. So now I know, so there's a community going on and it's really going well. So by all means, come and join me, watch the webinar, check it out. And yeah, I'm here if you have any questions.
Superb. Been great to be talking to you again this morning and having fun. Mia's with us on the 4th Friday of every month, and I hope we'll continue to be so. Good luck with the ballet exam, and good luck with the CAT project, and good luck with the 12,000 Chelsea and Man City fans who have arrived or are arriving in Porto this weekend. Bom fim de semana.
Bom fim de semana. Beijinhos.
And to you all who've contributed this morning, really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. Maybe see you on the Man Cave this evening. Ciao, ciao. Abrazos.
Ciao.